items, and I'll hit the record button as well. Like I said, speaking is Jerry Van Dal. I'm the sales director here at Smarter Commerce. We're joined also by Barb Lips, who's VP of IT and CIO at Dayton Lamina. She's a customer of Smarter Commerce, or rather, Dayton Lamina is a customer of Smarter Commerce, and we extend a very special thank you to her and her team who have chosen to support us with this case study and webinar. We're also joined by Diego Fernandez, who's our Director of Product. He's going to be handling the demo portion of our agenda. Couple of housekeeping items before we share the agenda. Number one, if you guys have any questions, please go ahead and open up the Q&A box that Zoom provides, and you can type in your questions through that portal, and our team will be reviewing that and answering during the webinar. If we don't get to those questions during the webinar, somebody will reach out to you afterwards. And as I said earlier, this session is being recorded, which means that we'll be able to distribute a recording of the session to everybody. Wonderful. Well, the subject of today's webinar is covering Dayton Lamina's story for how they transformed a legacy platform into a global e-commerce platform with integration to JD Edwards and some of the benefits that they realized as a result. With that said, I'm going to go over the agenda real quickly. We'll share a little bit about who Dayton Lamina is, kind of their story for what they were using prior to Smarter Commerce, what it took for them to search for a new platform, different vendors that they evaluated, why did they settle on Smarter Commerce, and then some of the results after they had launched with Smarter Commerce. After that, I will provide a brief overview of who we are as a company and what exactly do we mean when we say Smarter Commerce. And then about half our time together is going to be spent in the demo portion of the agenda, where Diego Fernandez will be highlighting some customer sites as well as the Dayton Lamina site and our demonstration site of our own. So with that said, I'll introduce Barb Lips, and she'll kind of walk through Dayton Lamina's story. Thank you, Barb.
Thank you very much, Jerry. I appreciate it. So I just want to tell everybody that we did successfully kick off this project in 2022, and we actually went live at the end of 2023. So it was a fun and exciting project. But first, let me tell you a little bit about Dayton Lamina. We are the worldwide industry leader in the production of manufacturing tools such as special punches, die components, excuse me, die details, punch blanks, and metal stamping tools. We are a Misumi Group company, which is located in Tokyo, Japan, and we have been since 2012. Dayton Progress and Anchor Lamina actually formed Dayton Lamina in 2014. We were sister companies prior to that merger. And we are headquartered in Dayton, Ohio, and we have been for 75 plus years. So when we kicked off this project in 2022, some of our pain points that we knew we needed to address was that we really wanted our customer to go to one-stop shop for information regarding Dayton Lamina and e-commerce as well. You know, prior to this project, our customers went to multiple different customer sites to get information on us. We were also trying to address any competitive pressure. Basically, we knew our competitors were getting in this game, and we wanted to stay ahead of the competitors. And we also lacked any integration to our third-party configurators. So Dayton Lamina is a make-to-order company, which is a configured product. So our third-party configurator was very important to be part of this process. So when we went about searching for a new platform, these were some of our requirements. We wanted it to be integrated with JD Edwards for sure, because we didn't want to do dual maintenance in several different places. We wanted it all to come from JD Edwards. We also wanted one platform to be able to manage the content as well as the e-commerce. And, you know, Syncom, which is our third-party configurator, was very important that be integrated with our tool. So we did do an evaluation. We looked at 3 different vendors. The first one was Swift, which we ruled them out pretty quickly. It just didn't feel like it fit our needs. The second solution was our ERP to web, which we currently or prior to this, had in-house anyway. And if you all remember, this was the CDI tool that ERP to Web quit supporting in 2024. But they had no CMS, and actually it was more expensive. So Smarter Commerce really checked all of our boxes and met all of our requirements with one platform and was the most affordable. So it was really an easy decision. So, why Smarter Commerce? So it did have out of the box JD Edwards integration. So the Smarter Commerce e-commerce included integration to JD Edwards. It had real-time integration to all the JD Edwards business functions and the database. And in our metrics of, for performance, this gave us great results. So we were really happy with that. And it is OBI certified, and all Smarter Commerce objects are installed with a customer system code of Q67. So when you go into your JD Edwards librarian, you can very easily differentiate what is the Smarter Commerce objects. So we wanted one platform for content and commerce. So we do provide customers our content to help them make an informed decision. So we do have CAD file downloads that are on our website. We have our schematic diagrams, all of our specifications and details, and hundreds of articles, documents, and guides to help our customers to make an informed decision. So it was very important that we have centralized pricing management. Prior to our e-commerce tool, we were doing pricing in a couple different places, which was causing, credits or debits to be initiated because our pricing was not always correct from what the customer was seeing. And Smarter Commerce partners with the CMS platform to manage the content, which is the Sitefinity. So it was, as I mentioned, it was very important that we integrate with our third-party configurator. So we had the tool, but it was not externally accessible. And I'll be honest with you, our leaders, our business leaders, doubted whether we could put our configurator on a website that would make it easier for our customers to order from us. So I asked Smarter Commerce to do a proof of concept to show it, and they blew it out of the water. So our business leaders were very happy with that, and now our customers are able to view the configuration options, validate and complete the order, and it's 100% self-service, giving our customer service the ability to focus on assisting them rather than doing it for them. So we did, like I said, launch in 2023, and some of the things that we did to help our customers adopt was we created a video to promote this new site, and it's kind of an interesting video, which I'm going to share with you. Oops. I don't have sound. Well, the sound isn't working for some reason. So as that's going on, some of the other things we did was mass email the promotion to the customers. And we also did some one-on-one trainings with our distributors, which during these training sessions is when we found out a couple more suggestions for improvements on our site, which was very beneficial. Our customers really appreciated some of that. Sorry about this, the sound not working. So our customer adoption, there was 650 active buying customers, and we have over 200% year-over-year sales growth with 120% year-over-year daily sessions growth, which has been really good for our company and for our customers. So we do have 3 different sites, the United States, obviously, and then we also have a Mexico site with a Portugal site. We do utilize their own currency, and they can choose what country to buy from for strategic advantage. So prior to our smart commerce project, an order could take up to 90 minutes to reach the warehouse. And all our configured orders were manually entered into JD Edwards. But we ran a scheduled batch process to come up with our scheduled dates for our customers. And so with this project, we had to develop business functions to do that, and we took away some of these batch processes. So now an order is at the warehouse within 5 minutes or less. We can pick, pack, and ship very quickly. And we did this all by creating business functions to communicate the delivery date to our customers. And then, as I mentioned, customer service is able to help the customers with recently placed orders rather than doing it for them. Okay, Jerry, I'm going to stop sharing.
Yeah, wonderful. And thank you for walking through those slides there, Barb. I'll go ahead and share my screen. And what I'm going to do now is share a little bit more about who exactly is Smarter Commerce. How do we fit into this mix? Some of our history. You can see here that Smarter Commerce has been in the JD Edwards space for over 30 years. That includes as an implementation partner in North America, South America, abroad. But really, for the last 20 years, our focus as an organization has been partnering with organizations like Dayton Lamina, who want to launch an e-commerce platform but can't find the right platform or tool that integrates with JD Edwards out of the box. And of course, in the B2B space, that integration is critical. Uh, Over the years, we've completed well over 500 projects. As an organization, we're based in Miami, Florida, but of course, we've got professionals working all across the US. Here's a quick, just again to kind of cover the business issue that we're focused on. It's really revolving around helping tech and business leaders overcome the challenge of lack of connection. Like Dayton Lamina, they knew they wanted to do e-commerce. They knew that they had to go in that direction, but couldn't find the right platform to succeed. And without smarter commerce, typically that leads tech and business leaders to feel overwhelmed because they've got a massive project and a requirement, but they don't have the right platform to succeed. And if they try and integrate JD Edwards with a mainstream e-commerce platform, they're faced with a very high cost of integration, right? Because that needs to be developed in many cases from the ground up. So what we do at Smarter Commerce is that we have launched and for 20 years successfully delivered and supported customers with a fully JD Edwards connected e-commerce platform that addresses the complexity of integration to JD Edwards and allows Barb Lips and her team and many of our other customers to focus on growing their e-commerce business. Here's a quick snapshot of some of our customers, certainly some recognizable brands on the screen, some recognizable logos. That being said, our customer base very much reflects the JD Edwards customer base, meaning it is a majority of industrial manufacturers, distributors, very much in the B2B space. And many of these brands are successfully running their B2B e-commerce platforms through Smarter Commerce e-commerce. All of our customers are JD Edwards organizations. That really is the only ERP that we integrate with out of the box, and we're very happy to have Dayton Lamina be part of our customer base as well. So if we're asking the question, what exactly is Smarter Commerce? It's really a family of solutions. We have a payment processing application or solution that allows for JD Edwards integrated credit card processing. We have a retail point of sale solution for JD Edwards organizations that have face-to-face sales, perhaps at a branch or some kind of a retail location. We also have a connector to the Avalara Avatax sales tax compliance platform, and then we have a call center management solution. But of course, the focus of our conversation today is our e-commerce platform. Now, you may have detected in our conversation here that ERP connection is really central to Smarter Commerce. And why is it that we make that such an important part of who we are as a company and the platforms that we deliver? And really, it's because over 20 years of doing this, what we've realized is that a key to providing an outstanding customer experience through a digital commerce platform is to have what we call a single source of the truth. The single source of the truth is what we talk about is when having one repository of information and business data, business logic, when it relates to customer information, pricing information, order, reporting, inventory, payments, order history, status, so on and so forth. What Smarter Commerce does is that we leverage JD Edwards as that single source of truth for business process and business data. Now, of course, Dayton Lamina is a perfect example of this. Dayton Lamina had a lot of enriched content that needed a place to live and be managed. So Smarter Commerce also delivers a platform to be able to manage all of this e-commerce website related content. Two major benefits that our customers realize from this is number one, this really limits the complexity for an e-commerce operation. Why? Because it means you've got one source of the truth and you don't have to be concerned about duplicating pricing, duplicating order information, order status content, customer information, advanced pricing in JD Edwards, trying replicating all of that logic online. All of that complexity disappears with Smarter Commerce and you've got one source of the truth. And then additionally, business folks, the marketing folks, and the folks that want to take an e-commerce platform to the next level are now free to be able to control the experience and create a wonderful customer experience because customers know that the information that they're seeing on the e-commerce platform is trustworthy. So what we'll do now is we'll kind of walk through a few Smarter Commerce customer websites, a demonstration site. We'll explore the Dayton Lamina website as well to showcase what's possible with Smarter Commerce. What you'll be seeing are a series of B2B e-commerce platforms that have real-time integration to an actual instance of JD Edwards Enterprise One. And then you'll see how for many of these brands, the user experience is different between one website and another. So with that said, I'll go ahead and stop sharing my screen and my colleague, Director of Product, Diego Fernandez, will be able to share his screen and begin the demo portion of our time together. That being said, if you guys have any questions in the meantime, please, just as by way of reminder, go ahead and type it into the Q&A box at the webinar, through Zoom, through the Zoom panel, and we'd love to chat with you. So Diego, we're looking at your screen. I think we're ready to get started.
Oh, thank you very much, Jerry and Barb. As Jerry just mentioned, I'm going to walk through some of the capabilities that are found within our solution and how Dayton Lamina has been able to take advantage of those capabilities and really present themselves out to their customer base. First, I want to touch here their production website for those of you that are on the call and want to go out and visit their site. It is www.daytonlamina.com, as you can see here in the URL. And in their production site, you can, as a visitor, browse different capabilities such as the product catalog and see the different products that they manufacture or distribute, including that you can go in and do any type of searching utilizing our enterprise search capabilities within our solution. So if you want to gain a feel of some of the capabilities that are found within the solution, you can also read a little bit about the company, their brands and expertise, and other capabilities on their website. As you can see, they've been able to take and merge the commerce aspects that we'll walk through in just a few moments with the content aspects to really represent themselves out to their customer base. Important to note that we are going to go in and see some other capabilities and features, but obviously since this is a production site, Dayton was gracious enough to allow me a temporary test user, but on their test site. So I'm moving over to their test site now. It is a complete replica of their production site, but obviously linked into their JD Edwards PY or prototype environment, which is the typical implementation style we follow for all JD Edwards customers. As Barb mentioned, our solution is Oracle validated, and we have our own system code, and all of our integration follow the same best practices that JD Edwards manages. So one other aspect, in case you're seeing this video into the future, it's important to note that the current branding that the solution is branded under, Dayton Lamina is about to release an updated release, or call it DaytonLamina.com 2.0, where they're taking a rebranding approach to better fit some of the branding styles, more current, and also some of the feedback from their customer base. So they're going through a process of a rebranding. So if you visit the site and it looks a little different than it looks in this video, it's because they've now rebranded themselves and moved some of those capabilities and took advantage of some of those capabilities that are now available in more current releases. So let's go in and log in to see some of the features and functionality. Again, as I mentioned, this is their test site, which is a complete replica of the current production site, but it allows me to log in and actually work with some of the features and functionality that are available within the site. So here, as you can see, I'm a return user. I'm logging in with my credentials. It is now validating me, and the first thing it's asking is, where do you want to ship this product, based on all of the different ship tos that you may have defined within your JD Edwards. Our integration level is at that level, and where we read the related addresses capability of JD Edwards between bill tos and ship tos to present the various ship tos to the user so that they can select right up front. They can also override these ship tos later in the process if so desired, but this gives them an ability to immediately select where they want to ship their product. So once they've done that, they can continue on. Here it threw me into my shopping cart because I had a product already in our shopping cart. Another feature capability is that we have a persistent shopping cart. What does that mean is it's not driven by the session that you're in, but you can throw things in your shopping cart, build your order as you go along, maybe log out, go to lunch, come back a couple days later, and the products will still be there. Obviously, they will be revalued pricing wise, estimated ship date wise, and so on to the most current information, but I don't lose any of these products because of my persistent shopping cart. Other capabilities that I may have is I can move over to what we term the dashboard. The dashboard is a collection of or a snapshot of different features that are found within the commerce solution. For example, if maybe I want a snapshot of my recent orders, or from here I want to go and view all my orders. These aren't just e-commerce orders. Important to note that we're reading the data out of a single repository, being JD Edwards. JD Edwards is the single source of the truth. And so we're reading all orders within the JD Edwards system. SE orders in the Dayton Lamina world are e-commerce orders, but SO orders are call center orders, and so on, entered directly, or maybe EDI orders. So they can see here pages and pages of orders for this customer. They can also search on a particular order number. Maybe they're looking for some information on a particular order number. They can put in their order number, search, and it then brings back that order here, a call center order that was placed back on 5/13, and maybe they're looking for some status information, and they can drill in and see that. They can see the products that were ordered. They can see they've all been shipped. They can even see the tracking numbers associated to that, and even click on those tracking numbers to get the exact status of that tracking. So all of these capabilities allow your user community, your business-to-business users, not just use the site from an ordering perspective that we're going to see in just a few moments, but also from an order history, tracking, status update, and so on perspective, allowing them to then fetch exactly what they need without having to call into your call center to gather that information. So we have things like this where you have an order history view, again, all orders across the system, or maybe an invoice history view, current invoices that are sitting in my accounts receivable, again, pages and pages worth, where I can go in click through pages and see, obviously being test data here, a lot of these invoices are still open, but there are closed invoices, paid invoices, and so on. Maybe again, I'm looking for a particular invoice number and to see some information on that invoice number. I can drill into that invoice, see all the details of that invoice. This is that exact same order. Remember, now we're looking at it from the invoice view instead of from the order view that we were seeing under the order history. And from here, I can click into that invoice and see the tracking numbers again and the details of the products that were found on that invoice. What was the total freight, dollar amount, the related PO number, and a lot of the capabilities that are available to that user to really self-service themselves and find what they need. We have aspects across not just invoice history and order history, but if you manage JD Edwards quotes and you allow your customers to place new quotes with you and convert those quotes into a sales order, all of that is available within the solution, where you can see the status of a quote, whether it's already been converted and completed, whether it's ready for review. So a customer can go in, create a quote, and then once ready for review, it'll let them know so that they can go in and see the details and either accept that quote and convert it into a sales order or cancel and decline that quote if they don't need those products anymore. So all of these capabilities, as you can see, found within the solution at the fingertips of your customer base so that they can self-service themselves, along with general content about your company or other resources, maybe technical articles or product insights or even safety data sheets that you want to allow them to search on, find, and download themselves without having to call in and gather those capabilities. But let's look at their products. This is their product catalog of products. As I mentioned earlier, you can structure your catalog as you desire with as many levels as you desire. Here are some of the categories of their products. So for example, they sell all types of springs, coils, accessories, and so on to their customer base. You can see here the counts that are found within each one. I can also drill in through here. And then as you can see, I can start looking at all of the products that are found, hundreds and thousands of products found. And here on the left are what we term attribute filters. These are attributes that you've associated to your products that allow your customers to filter down further based on those specific needs. So if I'm looking for a coil or a spring in brown, I can quickly click on that color and it starts to filter down the products to exactly what I'm looking for. And then I can go in and obviously find more information about that product, drill into those details and find out pricing, list pricing, all of this information coming from JD Edwards. So we call JD Edwards and the JD Edwards edit line in an inquiry-based capability so that for this customer, we personalize the information and provide them their specific pricing. This is what this customer would pay for this specific product. The list price being $1.60, but because of advanced pricing adjustments and other discounts, maybe some quantity breaks and so on, the customer actually pays 96 cents for each coil. So this is what allows your customer base really to understand and gain confidence in the system because they're seeing the same pricing that they would get if they were to call into their call center and ask for that product. They're seeing the same information because we're calling the same logic that you would call in your internal applications within JD Edwards. Not only do we provide them pricing information, we can provide them quantities available at that moment in time, and obviously quantity breaks if they sell products. When you buy in volume breaks, it'll then list out the different volume breaks here. And then as with all products, you want to enrich the content and give more information to the users so that they can make an educated decision as to the product that they're purchasing is the right product for them. So Dayton has added a series of enriched content and specification information and details about all of their various products, allowing customers to quickly and easily find what they need and then obviously add it to their shopping cart. Now in their shopping cart, we have a floating shopping cart that they can check and review the products that are currently found, along with other ordering capabilities, not only through obviously a catalog navigation, but as we mentioned earlier, a integrated enterprise search capability, allowing customers to type in multiple keywords and be able to either provide them search suggestions or product suggestions based on those keywords that they've entered, and then immediately filter down and bring the products that meet those specific criteria that that customer is looking for. But many customers know what they want. They may not be coming to the website to search or find a product. They know what they want and they just want to buy the product. Well, we also give what is called quick order pads. Quick order pad is a capability that allows customers to just type in their products as quickly as they want. Or if they want to import their product, maybe they prepared their product purchase order or what they want in an Excel spreadsheet. And all they want to do is now come to the website, find their spreadsheet and import that product right in to the website. So here I had 10 items on my order pad. I imported that in, and now I'm ready to add all of that to my cart, showing me list price and my calculated price, along with availabilities. Everything is available, and I can just go in and add it right into my shopping cart so that I can go through and check out quickly. So in a matter of minutes, I've gone to the site, I searched a couple products that I needed, and I also imported my order, and now I'm ready to go into my shopping cart, verify everything, and start the checkout process. Maybe I want to verify the terms and conditions that the company provides me to make sure that I have everything and I'm okay with it. Or I want to start the checkout process and place my order into the system and so on and so forth. So here I can see, the different PO numbers that are being accepted, any shipping information that is required, along with an order summary of information, all of that before I place my order, verifying that information, and then processing the final step, which is payment. We integrate with on-account terms. So if your customers have credit available to them, you can go in and allow them to buy on account against credit limit and terms. Or if they do not, then we also integrate with other payment options such as credit card and alternative payments. So here I'm entering in a PO number, and then I can go through and finalize other information that is required, such as my shipping method that is needed, and any other freight handling. And then that'll go in and allow me then to walk through to the final steps to make payment on my order, either again on account or against credit limit, credit card, or other alternative payments that may be available to me. So these are the capabilities. As you can see, in just a matter of minutes, I've gone in, I put in my order, and it allows me to go in and place that order. And that order goes straight into your JD Edwards environment, your JD Edwards sales order system. It doesn't get sent to some third-party system that then gets replicated in or batched in. No, it is talking with JD Edwards real time, just like your internal JD Edwards applications, allowing you to, as soon as that customer selects their payment desire, and place the order goes right into your JD Edwards. And that's how Dayton Lamina has been able to reduce orders being placed and hitting their warehouse floor and starting to pick, pack, and ship it within just a few minutes. Is because immediately that customer pays for the order here, places the order goes into Edwards, and they get an order confirmation and an email regarding that. So these are some of the capabilities that are found, but Dayton needed some additional features. They needed to integrate with a third-party solution for their configured products. And this is an example of the extensibility of the Smarter Commerce solution, in that we can integrate with third-party solutions, and we have customers that do this with all different types of solutions. But this is one example where Dayton required the ability to be able to integrate with a third-party solution that allows their customers to build out the specific product they need using the sales configurator. Here are some configured parent items. Customers can click in when they find the parent item that they need. Once they do that, this is the sales configured product that is kicking off. And now the customer can walk through their specific values and specifications that they need for their product in order to add it to the order. So here I can go through, I can, as a user, see the various options that are required. If I need an alteration, and even a max here, and I can even add some comments if needed. So these are the type of features and functionality that a user has once they've filled out, because of the real-time integration between our solution and the third-party configurator. Customers can self-service themselves, configure their products. It is now verifying all of their options. And once verified, it prices all of the configured item. Their discounts applied based on advanced pricing. We show them the list price and even provide them their estimated ship date. So this product can be shipped today. If they go ahead and add it to the cart, they can go through and ship today, or they can change here the quantity. Maybe they need 10 of these and that will update and re-verify, and now it ships tomorrow instead of today. So these are the type of features that are available, giving immediate feedback to the user so that they know, and they can go through and purchase a product with confidence that this product will be supplied and provided and shipped out by tomorrow. So as you can see, customers have all of these features, and maybe they're not ready to buy at this moment. They can either add it to their cart, or they can do what's called adding to their product list. Product lists are another capability that we have, where customers can build their own sort of mini catalogs of products of interest. They can go through and create as many of these product lists. In the consumer world, this is called favorites. A lot of folks call it favorites and so on. Here in the B2B world, we call it product lists, where they can create their own shopping lists, their own mini catalogs, and be able to throw those in there and then purchase them as often as they want. Maybe they buy these products very routinely, and to not have to go through and find the product or upload it, they can just come to their product list, select, boom, add to cart, and it adds all of the products at the current pricing and availability right into their shopping cart. These are the features that really provide power to your customers to be able to go in and validate all of their information and quickly place orders, along with being able to view order history or quote history or invoice history or even payment history. Maybe they sent in a check and they want to verify that it got applied correctly against their open invoices. And right from here, they can find their check number, go in and see the details of that payment, and all of the invoices that were cleared with that payment, so that they don't have to call your accounting department and verify, hey, did this check get applied correctly, and should it have been applied to this invoice or that invoice? They can verify all that themselves. So this is what Dayton was able to do. As you can see, some of the features that they introduced with our solution integrated real time into their JD Edwards to really improve their customer service capabilities, allowing customers to go in. But our solution is not just desktop capable, but it is also completely mobile friendly. So here, the solution that we're seeing here, the different products, I am going to use a feature within the Chrome browser that allows me to convert into a mobile-friendly view. So now I'm seeing Chrome, but in a mobile-friendly view. Here I'm seeing it as an iPhone 14, and you can see it immediately reformats everything to the device, whether it be in a vertical view of the different products, or I want to drill in to a particular category of products and see the various products that are available within that category. And the same feature functionality. The user doesn't lose anything, but they can come to you via any device, any type of format. Here I'm looking at it vertically. If I look at it horizontally, I can see to a page on my phone, and so on, with all of the different features and capabilities that are available to the user. So the user loses no capabilities. Doesn't matter what device they come to you with. They can work with all of the same features, but all of the information gets reformatted to fit the device dynamically. This isn't two sets of code or different code sets. It's one platform being able to be shared across any of the device types that are out there. So as you can see, Dayton has done some beautiful things with the solution, from the aspects of how they branded themselves and how they've gone to market, and there's been a great adoption by their customer base. But let's look at some other features and capabilities that are within our solution, and what is also coming within some of the future capabilities within our solution. So I'm going to move over to a demonstration site with these last few moments that we have. As you can see here, our Dayton went to market with one catalog of products and different categories of products, but we have capabilities around multiple categories or catalogs. Here in this demonstration site that we're seeing, they are showing or have two catalogs, one that is grouping by specific categories of products, and then subgrouped by a second category of products, allowing customers to drill in and really see content and pricing and images related to their products. These are those attributes that we saw on the Dayton side, and so on. But as you can see here, we also have a second set of products, and there's different views of the information. We saw how Dayton went to market with their view and their capabilities, but here we have other capabilities. You can set up multiple images for each of your products. You can have as much content and rich content related to your products. You can have documents and PDFs to allow your customers to download things like instruction guides and safety sheets and so on. Or you can even relate videos to your products on how to use your product, or maybe marketing videos to explain your products and so on within your actual website. All of these features available to the user, in addition to being able to not only buy to have that product shipped, but also to pick up maybe at a particular store location or a warehouse. Maybe they need that product immediately and you have a warehouse nearby. We can also integrate to that level letting you know or letting your customer know that they want to purchase this product but want to pick it up at a particular warehouse or location. If you have multiple units of measure, we can sell your and work with the different units of measure, and that will automatically then reprice based on the unit of measure and obviously the quantity that is related to that unit of measure and the pack size. So these are some of the features that we've introduced, taking advantage of all of the various capabilities that are found within your JD Edwards and really pushing that out to your customer base, not only from the aspects of a product catalog and capabilities around the stocked items, but we also have features and functionality around other types of items such as kits or products such as here we can see a kit, or products such as matrix items or different types of configured items. We integrate with all the product types that JD Edwards offers, allowing you really to showcase all of the different features and all of the different product types that you offer internally within your JD Edwards can also be utilized and pushed out to your customer base so that they can self-service themselves and really see all of the information and capabilities that they need for their purchase. So this is our current release that's out there, and some of the features that we've introduced with our latest release. But we're now working on a newer release and introducing some other features and capabilities that hopefully are of interest to our customer base. And I'm going to share just a few things in that area. We focused a lot around the salesperson. So we have a capability within our solution where the website obviously can be used by your customer base, but it can also be used by your internal sales personnel, allowing your sales personnel really to work with and work on behalf of their specific customers that they service. This is another demonstration site. This is our latest release that is available now with our solution. And I'm going to sign in this release as a salesperson representing this fictitious company called Smarter Tech. Again, they sell all types of electronics and tools and other things. But I'm going to go ahead and log in. Again, I'm a salesperson representing this organization. And as soon as I sign in, it recognizes my login credentials and it recognizes me as a salesperson. And here it goes in and it provides me a list of the customers that I work with. Immediately shows me all of the information. I can then work on behalf of that customer, drill in, verify that that's the customer I want to work with, and now see all of the information as if I am that customer. So now I am working on behalf of Capital Tool Supplies, which is my customer number 4242. I can see their recent orders that I placed. I can drill in and see what orders they placed, see all of the history of that orders. I can go in and see information about their invoice history, if need be, and see the details behind that. So all of this available to me in a very detailed fashion so I can drill in and really help my customers if they have any questions or they have any needs that maybe they're not seeing. So from here, I also can view now this same information, but in a more summarized graphical view, which is another capability that is now being introduced. And that's what we call our sales statistics module. So for all of these customers that I work with, I can now see the information, but in a more graphical view, allowing your sales personnel really to apply different filters of information, seeing their different customers, what their net sales are for the time period that they want to look at, how many orders they're placed, maybe their top products that have been sold, and then drill into those and see more information regarding that. The top product that's been sold, 336 units, the net sales of that, and so on and so forth. Really providing more assistance and capabilities to your sales personnel to not only see very detailed information about their customer, but also see the very summarized and see as orders are coming in and being able to measure what things are occurring and what orders are flowing in. And then I can even filter down further if need be to different order types. I can see credit orders, quote orders, and so on. And then I have additional advanced filters that I can even apply to things like I don't want to see back orders and different features and functionality that allow your sales folks to be able to easily and quickly find and summarize information for the periods of time that they're looking for, all integrated in. And this sales information is not just e-commerce information, but it's again reading the same source of the truth, being JD Edwards, pulling all that together to your sales personnel to be able to easily and quickly see summarized information regarding the sales, or drill in to a particular customer if they so want to view detailed information about that particular customer. So these are some of the additional features that we're adding in, along with many other features within our latest release that we're now starting to deliver to customers out there. And I want to just again thank Barb for sharing their time with us. I invite all of you on the webinar to go out and experience what they've been able to do with the Smarter Commerce solution and their JD Edwards, and how they've gone to market, so that you can see the power of self-service to their customer base. Remembering that they are going through right now a sort of a rebranding of their site to again modernize it a little more than it already is, and relaunch their website to attract even more customer base to start using it. I want to thank everyone. I know we only have a few moments left, so I'm going to pass it back to Jerry and Barb for any questions or comments. Thank you.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you, Diego, for walking us through those different platforms. And again, a big thank you to Barb and her team for helping us out with this webinar. I've been going back and forth with the attendees during the webinar. So at this moment, we'll be go ahead and wrapping up our time together. As I mentioned earlier, I'll go ahead and send out a recording of this session to all the folks that registered. I know that we had a bunch of folks that registered that did not get a chance to attend. So I'll be sending them this the recording of the webinar in a few short minutes, maybe early tomorrow. So appreciate everybody's time. Thank you very much for joining us today. We look forward to continuing the conversation, and have a nice rest of your day.
Thank you very much.